Welcome again to the Re-Energize community. As some of you know who've been following Re-Energize for a while, I have found a wonderful partner in Nathan Gastineau, and we're doing a limited series where we talk about AI in the utility space. And today, he has brought some partners that I myself have had the pleasure of working with for a few years now. So I am super excited to let him introduce today's lineup. Who do we have today, Nathan?
Thanks, Sharon. Thanks so much for having us. I brought my friends from Accenture today, and I'm so glad for them to be on this and talking about utilities and AI. Anita Hui is with us, who is the Salesforce for Utilities Innovation Leader at Accenture, and Eric Schoenfeld leads the resources for the Americas for Accenture Salesforce Business Group, which includes utilities and energy and chemicals and natural resources. And guys, just thank you so much for being here. I really
Thanks for
appreciate it.
having us. It's
Thanks for
great to
having
be
us.
it's great to be here.
We've been working together for years. We've been talking about utilities and stuff for so long, and now we're talking about AI. I'm just curious, like where you guys are kind of working in the space and where you're seeing with things like where are your utility customers with respect to AI adoption? Are you seeing the kind of traction that all the hype is about in this space so far?
Yeah, well, this is definitely a hot topic with utilities that we work with globally. We actually did a recent study for our Tech Vision research, which we found almost all, like 97% of executives surveyed believe that Gen AI is going to transform their company. And in the conversations I've had with clients over the past 12 months on this topic, the questions weren't around what is AI or how do we begin, but it's more like what are other energy providers doing? And how do we scale AI to drive real value?
So what are other energy providers doing? Are there some common use cases you're seeing that all these different utility companies are saying, yeah, this is really kind of where we want to start?
Yeah, definitely. I I can group them into three categories where we're seeing the greatest interest. The first one is in contact center, where I'm most familiar. Um, For example, agent-assisted call analysis and coaching on complex call types like high bill or payment assistance. We're using AI to make a very complex call into an easier call for the agent to handle, or doing that in the voice and then passing on a happier customer who's easier to handle to the human agent. We're also
Gosh.
seeing like automated call transcription, analysis to improve insights for next best action, automated scheduling for optimized routing of field service. I think that customer operations is also where we're seeing the greatest interest for agentic solutions, which is really cool.
Yeah.
The second area that we're seeing a lot of interest in is in asset data. So remote sensing is where my mind goes to. AI-powered analytics interpret lots of data collected from sensors, satellites, drones, or other remote platforms to predict changes in your physical environment. And then that helps us be more resilient during storms or other weather-related events. There's also grid simulation, AI, and advanced visualization tools that can really enable our utility clients to model and optimize any scenario, like power flow analysis, storm prep and response, wildfire risk and resiliency, and it can help you make decisions like um, when is it best to go from a wood pole to a steel pole, things like that. The third category of AI interest is in regulatory data, using Gen AI agents to streamline a lot of data for regulatory filings, address questions even, and predict regulatory outcomes.
Okay, so that was contact center, asset centric, regulatory. These are all usually very like data intensive, like lots of man hours takes to really respond to some of these things and look at all the
Mhm.
data involved. Are you seeing any early results from these implementations? Are they getting off the ground in the right way? And are the utilities seeing the value at how we're using AI in these ways?
Yeah, actually, I'll go back to a story that we shared on stage last year at Dreamforce. Our joint customer BP told us about AI solutions they've been implementing since 2018 for their customer-facing business. And so far, they've deployed over 100 instances into production, supporting sales, service, and marketing functions. And that was on the old Einstein 1 platform before it became more configurable
Yeah.
through Agentforce and EUC. They BP shared that they saved 2,500 between 2,500 and 4,000 hours in their contact center across 1.7 million calls, and that's just for a single year. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do next.
Yeah, it's only going to get better, right?
Yep.
I think that's what I've always loved about working with the Accenture team and Anita, you and Eric in particular. Like, I'm always inspired by the big visions that you put out, Anita, especially as just we think about like what direction the industry could go in. But I also love that Accenture has worked with us for so many years on these accelerators and really like taking our product. There's that weird middle ground all the time where utilities are like, I'm here and I know I want to get here, and there's all this stuff to do here that Salesforce can be a big part of it, but there's so much other stuff that you have to do as a system integrator to be able to set the utility up well for that. So maybe Eric, you can tell us a little bit about some of the things that Accenture is doing on Salesforce, and especially with anticipating all this agentic AI capabilities that really are unique for the utility industry and to the Accenture sort of accelerators that you guys have been working on.
Sure. So I think what we're seeing, I'm going to talk about two areas. So partnerships and industry solutions. So from a partnership standpoint, all of our clients are working through their AI strategies, really figuring out the right set of tools, how they work together in the context of those agentic frameworks with orchestration agents, multiple models. It's so important. So helping our clients build and scale these generative AI solutions and agents, right, which will overall kind of enhance the impact of those combined models. So taking things like Google Cloud's Gemini models in Salesforce's Agentforce, right? It's critical to achieve value and scale quickly. An example where we're working with clients is on contact center reinvention with Salesforce and Google, right? We're combining our deep industry expertise and customer understanding, right? And along with our extensive data and AI skills, and leveraging our Salesforce and Accenture hub for generative AI, our innovation hub, as well as combining with a similar hub that we have with Google to build accelerators to help reinvent faster, driving more AI-driven processes, but allowing us to quickly identify efficiencies and be able to really understand how organizations are able to deliver that impact and personalize the customer experience faster, right? And understanding the outcome is super important. The second part, really industry solutions, and I think it's building pre-configured industry solutions with a reinvention mindset. And what do we mean by that? So Salesforce plus AI accelerators in billing automation, outage communications, predictive maintenance. We're able to cut implementation time from years to weeks and months. And built with a mindset, that reinvention mindset, meaning digital first, but human backed. So AI agents are handling kind of high volume, routine interactions, where the human agents are focusing on empathetic, high value conversations that are going to build trust with customers.
You mentioned several times in there. So you're talking about just like the partnerships and the relationships you have with different vendor solutions and how you guys have expertise in there, but also how you're looking at industry specific, industry first type roles. You mentioned several times, like it's about quickly, right? We've got to get there fast. We've got to find value quickly. We've got to get these things going. I mean, the AI industry is evolving quickly. Like, would that be really kind of what you're saying is like Accenture's secret sauce? Like, this is how we get customers to value quickly, is these kinds of tools?
I think so, but it's not just about the tools. So I think a couple areas. One is designing and thinking about targeted use cases. So you can easily boil the ocean here, right? But trying to identify and solve, like, what's that high value business challenge where you can build that trust, demonstrate value. So quickly, right? Just sort of finding that specific challenge versus just trying to, tackle everything at once. And thinking about data, right? We talk to our customers about like kind of horizons and taking steps on their AI journey, but underneath that all is advancing data as we go, and the quality of it, the cleanliness of it, right? Because that old adage of garbage in, garbage out it's more relevant than ever with AI. So helping our customers understand the importance of that, of having good, relevant, and clean data, and relevance important, right? Is as that foundational element is really important to getting those accurate, reliable, and repeatable results with AI. And then iteratively refining solutions. So depending on the complexity of the challenge, right, you may say, hey, we need an agentic framework with orchestration agents, many agents, and all these different models. Just had a discussion with a client this week about such a framework for knowledge creation with many agents working in concert with one another. But our recommendation was, hey, start with just 2 agents, right? Build a strong, trusted foundation, get it moving, keep it simple, deliver value quickly while learning what else you might need, right? And what capabilities will drive more value. You may pivot, right? When you say, you know what, we could use those things, but now that we see how well this is working, we want to go tackle this other problem that we didn't think we would be able to. And the last piece I'll leave we with on this is, I think, starting with an internal focus and shifting to an external one. So
Okay.
again, this it all comes back to trust, and I think organizations, rightly so, are hesitant to put things out in front of their customers, especially in a regulated industry, right? We want to make sure
Sure.
we're giving our customers the right answer. So starting with an internal focus on a task first. So we work with a client to take a swivel chair task, so checking on an order status, and then using an AI agent to assist the CSR with that. So instead of going swivel chair, now they had it right in front of them, which was a huge win for them. But then eventually enough trust was built that, hey, it's working really well. Then that agent was then shifted to making it external customer facing, right? So taking those steps, and that removed that check right out of the gate. So taking those steps to build the trust and understanding, make sure that you can monitor and measure the results and understand the impact. And then you'll continue to build that momentum to continue to drive those use cases forward.
And before we
I
go on,
feel
like
like
I was going to ask about the data thing though. Like, you're talking about like starting small and like getting into some of these areas that make sense, and being careful of whatever the regulations and rules may be on there. I mean, I think that pairs into that data conversation, right? Because you may say like, I want to get started on something, but I know my data's a mess. But I still want to get going. Like, I think it still makes sense. Like, get going, get something
Yeah.
going, and then as you're
well,
building up your data framework, like you're going to find more use cases and more things you can do as your data gets enabled. Is that fair?
can I pile on to that as well? Because
Yeah.
Anita, you mentioned too, you talked about, oh, BP has been doing all this stuff when we were calling it Einstein. I feel like I can't stress enough that the incremental approach and the
Mhm.
careful approach that we take with utilities. So it's the data, but it's also the fact that they have been using machine learning and predictive AI for as long as they have been. And then you add on, Gen AI is a different beast. Language models are a different beast than training on, what traditional data scientists were doing for years. And now we've got to all this jargon about agentic. But I feel like you guys, Anita and Eric, you guys are pretty grounded. Whatever we're calling these new things and whatever we're trying to throw at the market right now, you guys actually have a real point of view on utility digital transformation that has started way, way back. And that I feel like that needs to be brought out in all of your discussions about like how you're building trust with customers and how you're actually building. This is how progress is made. I mean, Nathan keeps using the word quickly, but I feel like yes, we made little quick wins in the area of AI, but that's because under the iceberg there was all this other stuff that you guys have
Oh yeah.
already been
Yep,
facilitating, right? So.
definitely.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't
100%.
even a question. That was just me being like, this is what I'm excited about. Any more thoughts on that, though? I mean, I feel like Accenture's point of view on utility digital transformation is pretty unique too.
Yeah,
Vanessa?
well, we've been working with utilities industry for more than 40 years now. The
Mm-hmm.
number was like 30 when I joined, and so it must be like really big. So we know our utilities partners and we keep working with them. We value the long-term relationships and we learn from them, they learn from us, and we apply all our other capabilities to help them, like digital transformation, reinvention. That's a big part of our work with all of our clients right now, but more so with utilities where they are the framework of our community. They've been here forever. And
Yeah.
so to help them evolve, it takes time. but also to see where their operational pain points are the most and where they need help the most. Those are the conversations I love most with our customers.
I like that idea about this is part of our community, right? Like
Yeah.
every single one of us, like we're involved with this. This isn't some abstract company out there that we're trying to, sell something to. It's like, hey, you're making my life better. You're making my neighbors'
Exactly.
lives better. Let's make things easier for everybody and use the tools that we can. And you're right. I mean, we know the industry and we know how it kind of works, and that makes a big difference. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, Sharon, you were going to ask about where where we are in this industry, and I think where our passion comes
Oh, I
from.
mean, yeah, it's a kind of a good segue to what we usually sort of wind down these sessions with is like and re-energize readers too. Like where there's a lot of industry transformation right now. In this particular series, we understand that AI has both a huge amount of risks and challenges and potential hugely optimistic solutions for us, right? What keeps you guys going? Like what's your next landing pad? What are you working on right now that you're excited about in transforming this industry?
I'll take something near and dear to my heart. We talked about the utility being our part of our community. I think clean energy solutions has a huge impact to me and my family. I can definitely see the potential for customer experience in clean energy to be improved in utilities and the overall process to be more efficient on the utility side of things. Actually, I have a personal story to share. I have a client. He works for a utility directly, and he bought a large appliance for his home, and then he applied for the energy efficiency rebate. He It took him 3 months for the rebate to be put back on his bill. So that's pretty amazing. I think that there's a lot of improvement there. That's just for one type of clean energy program that utilities have to handle. There's also EVs, rooftop solar. For utilities that operate in multiple regions, they've got hundreds of variations of these types of programs. And without a scalable way to manage the applications, the approvals, the fulfillment, the utilities aren't going to be able to process requests faster. And then customers like me, like my client, they just have to wait longer. And so that's why, I'm so excited to be working with that client that I mentioned to implement a more configurable solution for clean energy program management. I I really want to see us make the programs more efficient and scalable. Maybe turn that 3 month application into like 3 week or 3 day turnaround.
Yeah,
That's what excites me.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like you're solving complicated problems. Like
Hmm.
that's fun. I mean, it would be boring if everything was just like, oh, we just need to check a box and we'll be good to go. Like these things are complicated. I think that makes
Yep.
it a lot of fun. Eric, do you have anything that you're saying like this is what I love about this industry in this space? Yeah, you're muted, bud.
Thank you.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
mean, I think I'm like Anita, I'm very excited about the energy transition and the clean energy space. I think the things that get me excited about it are, it's a mission driven industry, right? They're keeping the lights on, they're keeping, the country moving, right? In our everyday lives, right? We're having this conversation right now, because we have power, right? During the pandemic, it was, return to work. Well, they never left, right? We still had to all live our lives. So I think there's a passion there for what people do, and so that makes me excited to go and support that industry, that community as well. For me, I think bringing AI and leveraging it to help not necessarily make, not just, I should say, not necessarily, but not just make the lives and the jobs better for all of the employees across the organization, right, from the back office out into the field, but also how can we be leveraging it, which to me is really exciting now in delivery, right, as we're starting to leverage AI towards faster delivery so we can bring solutions to market, in addition to leveraging it as part of those solutions holistically. So we're actually using generative AI, end to end in how we are are actually working, delivering software and solutions to our clients. That to me is super exciting, and that's going to allow us, I think, to take the next leap across the board in delivering that value back to our customers.
Yeah. Sharon, have you really driven into this question lately? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. You love this space and you love working with these amazing partners that I love bringing on your show. Like, what keeps you in the clean energy space?
Oh man, I was laughing because Anita and I have actually shared like home ownership stories and stuff, and I recently went through this like whole house re-electrification or electrification. There is no gas running through my house at all right now, people. But yeah, that was crazy. And I just, what I love is all the people that I know in this industry who are working on a piece of all of that, right? I know electric vehicle charging folks. I know people who are making, different panels for your home, energy management. I know people at utilities who are working on better programs and incentives. And it's just like seeing the whole picture of how this all gets built. This is our lives, guys. This is the world our
Mhm.
children are going to be living in, right? We all have kids who like what is the future going to look like for them? How are they going to wake up in the mornings and turn on the lights, and where's that power coming from as that's what keeps me in it. It's just like super interesting field of multidisciplinary folks. I don't know. How about you, Nathan? I mean, that's
It's
same
it's
thing.
all it's all about interstellar travel. I mean, if we truly harness the power of the sun, we can do anything, right? There's so much power capable, and no, I mean it really is. It really is kind of stuff like that. Like we've not been very efficient as a species of taking care of our water and taking care of our sun, and there's so much more things we could do. And technology is awesome. And AI is great. I mean, we've learned a lot just in the last couple of years as AI has done its thing. And it's like, man, what are we going to learn about what we can do with all of these resources as we keep going? And these are the companies that we're working with that are going to realize those things. And but
Well,
like
yeah.
AI is a word that's been around for a long time, and it feels like it's evolved a little bit. And now we've gotten to this point where we've got these generative tools that are generating text and images and videos and all kinds of things. We talk about it at work, we talk about it in utilities, but like, how are you guys using this personally? Like, whether it's like at your job or like at home, like, how are you guys using these tools on your own? Is it all just like you're making like your own custom memes and jokes to send to your spouses, or like what?
I'm not that cool.
No?
But I do love to travel. I use Google Lens,
Oh
which
yeah,
if you don't know, it's a mashup of OCR and translation. So you point your camera at the text at foreign text like a menu, and it gives you in the picture instant translation. So I am curious. I love trying new food, and I use it when I'm traveling just to confirm that I'm not eating anything that's too unexpected. I like surprise. I like interesting stuff, but unexpected is key for me. So using that tool helps a lot.
it's a safety thing.
Like
It's
So
it.
what's
it's
What
you,
a,
about
Eric?
you,
it's
Eric?
a beetle that you're about to pop into your
Yum
mouth.
yum.
Not popcorn.
Would you rather know before or after?
After.
That's the question.
You might not eat it, and then you might not discover that it's delicious.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta
true.
learn. You gotta learn
Sometimes,
things.
I mean, if you're eating a beetle, you're gonna know, unless it's in the thing,
Maybe
right?
it's blended. Yeah.
Well, then you wouldn't know. I
Then
mean,
it's
look,
not a beetle.
oh, yeah, it's
It's
all
just
ends up, yeah,
mush.
Yeah, it's just
that's
it's
not
just protein.
right.
Hmm.
What about
So
you,
for
Eric? How are
me,
you using it?
where I use it in my life. So I mean, I use it at work, right? Where I was using AI and all the things at work. I use it a ton at home, right? We use it to keep our family organized across all the sports, each different sport and activity. They all have their own apps and calendars. So we use AI to pull it all together easily. I use it in the exercise routine. I use it in the kitchen, trying to figure out new
Yeah.
ways to use leftovers, right? But I think my favorite way and thing is to learn how others are using it to hack their life, right? I feel like there's websites and blogs, but just yesterday a colleague was talking to me about using what's called the military decision making process, or MDMP, which is this very regimented way of tackling a real problem, like how do they go and accomplish a mission and find the best possible choice. So by using that, and you try it, right? Next time you use your preferred AI solution, your generative AI solution to solve analyze a problem, tell it to use the MDMP and it gives it that kind of guardrails, so it will follow that regimented way of doing the analysis. I started using it just yesterday. Love it. Right. So next time you are using AI to analyze a problem, try it.
Oh man, I'm gonna make sure that there's no beetles in my food using MDMP. Like that is, it's gonna happen.
No Paul McCartney in your food. And here I was gonna be all frivolous and like take this video and make a K-pop Demon Hunter style singing video after this. But
We
I'm
got
excited.
time. We can make a music video.
I don't have the dance
Yeah.
moves.
Sorry, we can
No,
make
but
AI
you
make
will,
it look
because
like you
AI can.
did.
That's
We
true.
need tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have
Can
those.
AI take away some of my gray too while we're at it? Let's just go ahead and just do the whole thing.
Yeah, let's do it. We're bringing back the hone moon for energy and utility companies. Anyway, sorry. Some of us are a little obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters. Some of it is some of us because of our children, and some of us just because we're, pop music fiends. But anyway,
Love
how
it.
much time do we have left? Do we need to wrap up?
Yeah, let's wrap. I think we're good. This has been awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for chatting about this stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you. It was
you
fun.
Thank you.
so much. We are looking for Nathan and I are definitely going to be on meetings with you later today and next week. So looking forward to more conversations. But to the rest of the community, if you want to engage with any of us, Accenture or Salesforce, to learn more about some of these solutions we talked about, I'll put some links in the Re-Energize post this week. And I was going to say, I hope you're re-energized till next time, but like I'm looking at the reinventor monikers on our friends' backgrounds. And so maybe I'm hoping that this session helped you think about ways to reinvent whatever that means in your own life. Thanks
Ooh,
everyone for joining us.
I like it. Thanks, y'all.